Welcome to Coffee with Joy. I'm your favorite host, Joy, with Coffee with Joy talk show and podcast. I am so excited to have conclude our Mother Day edition. I'm so excited to have my guest, Nikki, as we talk about motherhood. You know, motherhood is not an easy task, but it's a fun, worthwhile, exciting career to have throughout the lifespan of your child or children. But today we have my guest, Nikki, who's going to talk about motherhood for the first time and how she's enjoying it and what is something that she could share with other mothers and mothers to be. So after these messages, we're going to talk to my guest, Nikki. Welcome back to Coffee with Joy. I'm going to bring my guest, Nikki, on. Hey, Nikki, how are you?
Good, and you?
Good. So before
Thank
we
you so
jump right
much.
into, of course, before we begin, can you tell people a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to jump right into our whole discussion about motherhood.
Yes, my name is Dr. Nicoisa Jones. I am a working mom, married working mom, federal worker, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated member. I am just really involved, and I have a 2.5-year-old that I am hopefully raising well.
Yes, I know you're doing the exceptionally perfect job with that. So now, being a first-time mom, what has been your greatest joy and something that you would like to share that, okay, if I had a chance to do it again within that 2 years of her living?
I am really excited about seeing how much my positive reinforcement actually impacts my baby. So, for example, I always tell, me and my husband, we make sure to tell our baby we love her. She's pretty, she's strong, she's smart, all the positive things. And so, as she, gets comfortable with the mirror and, wanting to be in mommy's makeup and things like that, I will see her like off in the mirror saying, I am pretty, I am smart. So I love that it's hitting home, and I want to make sure that I'm, doing right by her to make sure that she has that positive enforcement at home. So there's nothing that can shake her when she goes out in the streets.
That's awesome. Now, when you do see those little tidbits, what is something that she really mimics a whole lot? Because those parts of positive affirmation really heightens as they continue to grow. What do you see that really is like, wow, I know this is really, really touching her and really moving her across, her lifespan?
I will probably say in her style, in the way that she likes to put her things together. So my baby, whenever we go out, she wants to put on her pearls like mommy. So she has pearls that she wears. She is always, of course, putting on my shoes, but the way she puts her little clothes together, she always has to have a purse. So one thing I've done, because I like the mommy and me outfits, all the purses I get, a lot of times they'll have like an insert. So then
Yeah.
she'll have the insert, and so we'll have, the matching purse. And then I think another way she mimics it is even in the way that like she plays with, other kids, because she rarely does it because we only have one child
Yeah.
and she's not in daycare.
Yeah.
But I think that she's very like positive in general about
Mhm.
herself, and then like making sure to tell other people, oh, you're pretty. And she'll tell it to her other little friends.
That's good. And you stated that she's not in daycare. So how do you build how's your community? Because we know raising a child takes a village. And some people have that village, some people do not. But her not being in daycare, what do you do to make sure that you enhance like her social being outside, of mommy and daddy?
So she stays with grandma. So we love, grandma and her benefits. So, having that legacy of knowledge. But in addition to that, we have lots of cousins. I have actually 7 brothers and sisters, but
Oh.
one of my closest sisters, she has a baby that's maybe like 2 or 3 years older than her.
Mhm.
So she plays with her, and then we have the godchildren. And I try and take her to play places and like the ice cream shop that's near me to make sure that she gets that type of interaction. And I'm excited because DC has universal PK3 pre-kindergarten 3 and 4, so I'm excited that she will be starting school soon. And so we're building relationships with the new moms or the newly entering school moms as well.
Now, with all of that, her interacting, do you see that she would probably shy away or she was just, you think that she would be an easy blend. Because, as we looking at our children or our child, we just say, okay, they're doing great. But as soon as the first day of school come, they start crying. Oh my God. Now, do you think she will have an easy segue into school setting? Or do you think that she's going to probably fret like, no, I need to stay with my grandmother?
I am concerned, to be transparent,
Yeah,
about
yeah,
her going to school.
yeah,
However,
yeah,
I think that it may not hit immediately. So, like I said, I'm trying to do things to transition to get to know other families that are going on. So, trying to do like the dates in the beginning. And I know that the school my baby's going to go to, they're going to have like 3 days of transition where parents can come for the
yeah.
first 3 days of school to like do a tour and do things with your baby. But I think that she's gonna look up and see, oh well, mommy and daddy or grandma are not there. So I am concerned about that. I think, sometimes you said like, what's a regret, a thing maybe that I wish I would have done.
Mhm,
If we have another, I would like to probably send my baby to daycare at least part time,
mhm.
because my baby is wild and so happy to be around her peers. However, I do know that like her, parental figures in her life are her safe space. She's not running away anywhere.
And that's good to hear because sometimes you look at our children and me being the teacher, as I see kids come in, they just like, oh man, it's just like a whale of cries, right? And the parents said, well, she was so good, she did this at home. And it's always great just to hear how the difference versus when you see the difference at home, and then when they come to school, it's a complete. But of course, so far, that what I noticed, that they turn around very quickly because they realize like, hey, oh, this person is the same size as me, same conversation. Oh, okay. But now, to her being the only child, do you think that may be a problem? Like, I have my goddaughter, right? And she gets everything. Like, there's probably no in the conversation with Ma. That's I said, "Nee, you can't do that. You have to, it's not to say you don't want to, but her saying you not giving her or you taking away from what she has. This may happen in class in school where she thinks she could get this, and when the teacher takes it away or something, like it may start. I've seen her attitude. I've seen her get upset, especially when her mom
Mhm.
says enough. You can't have that. Now, do you find that to be a problem, or do you think that may be an issue with her being the only child? And there's like, really, I don't have to share, but do you think that may be an issue?
Well, so she already says that's mine. She'll say, mommy's phone is, she won't say mommy's phone is mine, but she'll be like, my phone, my iPad, my computer. So I'm like, no, no, we sharing.
Right, right, yeah,
So,
yeah,
we're, making sure to say, no, we share. So, things like that. But then also, I will say, like, for example, when we take her to like a play place and there's, like the slide, she makes sure to like not monopolize the slide. She'll like,
yeah,
wait her turn and go around and, won't hang out and things like that. Or she'll like move out of the way and watch them come down. So I think that psychologically there it probably may come, but I think we're trying to do things that like it's clear you have to share. You can't
right,
have things by yourself.
yeah.
And we make sure to, even though we want to, we say no. Not to say just because, but we say no sometimes because we know that like she can't just always get her way.
And that's the issue. And I think, and it could be multiple kids, right? But we know when there's the only child, you really try to
Hmm.
break that habit because you don't know how that interns into the school because now she's going to be around her other peers. Now, how do you and your husband, break up the duties? Because we know we work. Life is life.
Hmm.
And what do Nikki and her husband to make sure that you spend quality time knowing that, hey, this is our time, that's daddy's time, but this is the family time. So how do you all break up that time within the household to make sure that she knows that both of you guys are on the same wavelength, whether hey, reprimand or whether, positive and so forth.
I'll say that we kind of, not to say have duties, but like
Yeah.
in general, like we alternate with like sleep because we're trying to get her out the bed.
Oh wow.
Alternate with, I know, I'm like trying to get her out the bed, and like we, daddy gives the baths, mommy does the showers,
Okay.
or mommy cooks the food normally, like after school, or not after school, but I guess after I get out of work, so in the afternoons, versus like daddy doing a lot of times the weekends.
Mhm.
And then I don't think she's at a place where she has to worry about like, oh, trying to like play somebody against each other
Yeah.
yet. But she will, every once in a while be like, "Oh, mommy, daddy, daddy," after mommy said no, and then now
Yeah,
daddy will be like, you need to go talk to your mother.
yeah.
You need to go talk to. And of course she's like, mommy, daddy, or whatever it is, but she doesn't really know what she's doing yet, but she just,
Correct.
I think she knows that she can come to both of us for whatever, and then time for ourselves. Me and my husband do like dates and planning to go out things. So like I like to take my baby out to like teas and events and ice cream shops and things like that. And then me and my husband, we plan at least, I would say, monthly dates to like go and do something. And then we're blessed
Okay.
with a good like extended family as well. So like, you know, grandma on my side, grandma Nana, we got great grandma in the mix, we got uncles in the mix. So I think that we don't want for resources that are willing to love on our baby if we want to go somewhere.
Uh, that's very good to hear because many some as like you stated, some kids they don't know how to separate the two, but they're trying to. If mommy said no,
Mm,
let me go to daddy. And
uh,
the two are not on one accord, eventually that child realized like, oh, you're gonna say no. Let me go to my dad. They're always gonna say yes. So that's great to hear that that you guys share and be able to put things in place so that she knows so that as she gets older. Now we know that life is life, and right, and we know as much as we know what we like to eat. Now, do you
mhm.
have to battle with her with the food, her taste buds? Now she's eating, and do you find yourself like eating like her eating the same thing, or is just hey, she just gets this one thing, or do you try to make sure her palate is she tastes things across across the board?
I will say one thing I was really good about when she first started eating food. We waited till about a year to start feeding her like solids. We did the milk or the breast milk up until one, but then we transitioned to oats. But the first thing the doctor recommended was for us to do vegetables, and so we got
Mm,
this. Oh, I recommend moms to get this, new moms or even people in their own pantry. The Ninja Bullet Baby. It's like a
okay.
blue thing, but it can steam and grind the baby
Mm,
food. So like instead of doing like, store bought baby food, we
yeah.
did the vegetables in the steamer, and so she ate that. And so I think that that helped because vegetables were her first thing. And so now I don't really struggle with vegetables. So that she loves carrots, she loves broccoli, she eats
That's good.
tomatoes like an apple. She loves fruit. So and she actually doesn't necessarily prefer meat as much. So if anything, that may be my only concern as she grows older, because she'll eat a noodle and she'll eat a vegetable, but when it comes to like protein, it's like,
Yeah.
maybe it has to be done a certain way, and it isn't always like she wants a fried something, but she doesn't want a McDonald's chicken nugget. She might want a home cooked fried something. She loves
Taste.
cheese. Yeah, exactly. She loves cheese. She loves cereal. Um, so we buy like the regulars, but if she just lived off of broccoli, carrots, and tomatoes, I wouldn't be mad. And then we throw some
That's good.
noodles in there.
It's good. That's great to hear because not many people start their kids with vegetables, right? They try to
Mm-hmm.
get them like something, especially like a protein. They normally give them.
Mm-hmm.
It's very rare that they give them the vegetables. So that's really great that she will continue and that she
Yeah,
loves because. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
because I was going to say one like small thing that I feel like a lot of families, or at least a lot of ones I'm familiar with, the
Yeah.
grandma gives the baby the chicken bone. So my
Yeah.
baby did gnaw on the chicken bone. And she still likes a good piece of chicken, like
Yeah.
the bone itself, but she isn't necessarily trying to like tear off the pieces and eat the
Yeah.
goodness. She wants to gnaw on the bone. So I always have to give her like a drumstick. If we giving her like that type of meat, it's the
Yeah.
drumstick, and she really just wants to like gnaw on it till it gets all the way down to the nub.
Well, that's good. I mean, but I'm still impressed with the vegetables because it's very
Oh yeah.
rare that you hear kids really go after that,
Oh
and
yeah,
really
my
eat it.
yeah,
Yeah,
we go by we from Costco. We get the grape tomatoes, the baby carrots or the carrot chips, and then broccoli. My mother, my grandmother or her grandmother does. She eats the raw ones with her, but she'll eat
yeah.
my husband's actual like cooked broccoli. So yeah.
And what was the name of the bullet you said?
Oh yes, it's the Ninja Bullet Baby, and so it has like it like measures like based on they give you a little booklet, but like based on the type of thing it is, it tells you like how much water to put in there and then the time, and then you just put it in there, it steams it, and it'll automatically run it. And so like we would do that, and it's hot too, so you do have to put it in the refrigerator. But like my great grandmother-in-law, she actually was like, oh, this does it really good for the sweet potatoes, I'm gonna buy this for myself, there were no strings in it. So yes, if
Yes.
you that Ninja Bullet baby, we
Ninja
loved
Bullet.
it.
And I asked because, of course, one of my coworkers, she's pregnant. She's due
Hmm.
at the end of this month. And I'm like, okay, what is something that will be
Ninja
beneficial?
Bullet baby.
Yes.
If she's doing bottles, bottle warmers, so she has one on each floor, because that's one thing as a new mom. Like we had somebody giving us a bottle warmer, but we didn't want to have to keep taking it, up and down
Yeah.
the stairs, because you could use the stove, but we didn't really necessarily want to do that. We had like the bottle warmer, so you just put it in there. So we
Yeah.
did that on each floor. Plus, a lot of people don't necessarily use it, and we didn't use it afterwards, but we did the baby wipe warmer too. Somebody had given it to us, and it was really good. For example, like in the middle of the night when they pee pee real bad and you need to change them, and it wasn't like jarring, it was easy to like keep them sleep through the whole process.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm learning some good tidbits because, like, one is not due to September, but one is due at the end of this month. So we're like, I'm trying
Hmm.
to figure out, okay, because I am very big on giving items that would be beneficial, especially to a new mom.
Hmm.
That's
Oh,
going to
or a baby carrier. That was one
baby
thing that I think I liked. Yeah. After, because I had a C-section, after
care. Okay.
I, healed up well enough, I wanted to, during my maternity leave, walk, and it was really good to be able to, put my baby's little flappy hat and the little sunscreen on and
Yeah.
walk in the neighborhood. So being able to have the thing that you like strap on you, I think was really good.
Oh, wow. Oh, so see, learning some great tidbits. Awesome. So if you have been tuning in, I'm telling you, Nikki is dropping some gems for all mothers for 2 and under. And I even learned some great stuff. I'm definitely going to go for that ninja bullet, that baby ninja bullet, because I think that's definitely worthwhile to have. Please make sure that if you like to be on Coffee with Joy, please make sure you follow our website or DM us. And if you like to patronize our company, please make sure that you follow our QR code towards the end. And after these messages, we're going to continue to talk to my guest, Nikki, as we talk about technology. Technology. So please do share your questions below. So we'll be right back after these messages.
Friends, I'm Joy, host of Coffee with Joy. Got a story, a business, or an idea you'd love to share over a good cup of coffee? I want to meet you. Come be my guest on the show. We celebrate voices big and small, and there's always.
Welcome back to Coffee with Joy. We're going to bring my guest, Nikki, back on. Woo!
Hey.
Hey, you got some great gems. You got some great gems. Now, we know that kids and technology. So, okay, just overall, how are you with your child with technology? We know we're in a digital age.
Yeah, so I'll say at least until she was like 1.5. Like we didn't let, like, the only technology she would have seen is maybe like us on it in the interim. She didn't get to look at screens and things like that. I will say, because I'm a Fed worker, I had to go into the office,
Yeah.
and grandma, she's fun and everything like that, but doing like real lessons and things like that may be a little different. So she started to use a bigger iPad,
Okay.
and we did the not YouTube Kids, because now she's kind of transitioned to that. But I'm trying to think of the app. It was um not Duolingo, but Lingo Kids.
Okay.
As like a app with like learning stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's about it, because we wanted to make sure she only saw like kid things. We were really worried about, you know. But I'll say, as a 2.5-year old, she uses either the big iPad. Sometimes she'll use mommy's laptop, even though use, I mean sit in mommy's lap and
Yeah.
watch Paw Patrol Sunday.
Yeah.
No, Wednesday is her name. Paw Patrol Wednesday, Super Kitties. Um, those are the things
Got the
that
whole
my
Rolodex.
baby.
Yes.
Exactly, those are the things my baby's interested in. Oh, and the song "Big Guy" with Ice
Uh-huh.
Spice or something like that. She said, "Big
Yes.
guy,
Big,
big
yeah.
guy, big guy." She doesn't say "big guy." It's Pika,
Yes.
like Pikachu. I didn't even know what it was at first.
Right.
Um, And so, yeah, but we prefer to have her like play, and she's really good about being able to play independently. So, like, we buy her like makeup kits because that's she likes mommy's makeup. She can't play with mommy's makeup,
Right.
but we'll buy her little makeup kits, and she is happy to glam herself up for hours and hours. So
Yes.
she goes through like one once a month because she's using all the lip gloss, eyeshadow, everything on her face.
With intense too, like
Yeah, all the things, all the
drawing it
things.
in, making sure I get this right. Yes, yes.
Hmm.
That's great to
Yes.
hear because I always, of course, when parents are shopping or walking, kids like 2 and under are literally holding the device and they're just looking. And I just be wondering, like, okay, so what is their max time? What is the time that they have these kids on technology without because it becomes like the new pacifier, you know,
Hmm.
giving it to them and they're on there and we're in the store. So what is like the time for your daughter? How long do you keep her on any type of device?
So I'll say again, I think during the day when she's with grandma, she's
Okay.
probably on it more. But even then, like we'll have Paw Patrol or something like that on the big screen TV because
Yeah.
we're like also really conscious of like eyes. Because like for example, I have my iPad mini or whatever you want to call it to like read on, and the Apple people recommended not using like a smaller device. You want to have a bigger device because it's a concern for the baby's eyes. And so I will say like during the day when I'm gone, because my baby's probably up maybe like 3 or 4 hours, because my baby, she sleeps till like 12 o'clock every day. My baby has been a really good sleeper.
Yeah.
So she probably is off doing her own thing. She's probably on it. I'll probably say a combined like maybe like 2 or 3 hours a day, to be honest.
Okay.
But whenever we go out or when I'm home, like we're not trying to look at the iPad. We're like playing or talking or watching
Yeah.
like TV on the wall. And then when we go out, she never looks at the phone because I don't give it to her. I don't bring the iPad with her.
Yeah.
She is so interested in the streets because, like I said, she hasn't done daycare. So she's like, oh, new thing. She loves getting on the bus with mommy, going on the metro, just going out in the streets.
That's good. Definitely build her vocabulary. Definitely build up her
Yes.
sites. That's
Yeah,
really just
people really
having
tell me
conversation.
she speaks really well.
Yeah, and that's great. That's great. I tell parents, read, ask questions, read the billboard. You'd be surprised what you
No
see.
Paw Patrol books, the little
Yes,
chapter books.
yes, Paw Patrol. Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, Paw Patrol. So
Mhm.
what if there's a mother out here or who's listening and who's has a child who's probably like 1 years old who's heading to what advice would you give them, to make sure that they don't have tantrums or they start to move into a new stage as they leave toddler to preschool? What would Nikki share to a new mother who has a child that's 1 years old or who's probably heading to two, who's one or two
Mhm.
first time mom?
Well, first thing, because I know my baby doesn't go to daycare yet,
Mhm.
but I
Right.
know she's going to school, so I'll say vaccinate.
Yeah.
Vaccinate your child.
That is
That's
heavy,
a major
heavy,
concern.
heavy.
Like vaccinate.
Because many people
Uh,
believe they don't want to vaccinate their child. So
I think there's a transition away from it, and I'm like, I need you to be, not considerate just of your child, but like the whole community. So please vaccinate, because
yes,
they will get lots and lots of sick. Um,
that's good.
if she's breastfed or if he's breastfed, transition before they can use all their words, because that's also a struggle I'm dealing with now. She doesn't do it all the time, but
Yeah.
she still wants the booby.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, stop it. But the
Yeah.
American Pediatric Association actually increased the age from 1 to 2. And in a lot of other countries, they go almost through 4. So it's really like, not to say different, but it's very unique to the US where we're like one and done if you get the one
Yeah.
for breastfeeding. And then recommendation, don't spend too much money on little people clothes and reach out to your networks. I know there's like free or giveaway mom like Facebook groups, so then you don't have to keep buying and spend a lot of money, because there's no reason to do designer. Like maybe if there's a matching shoe day, because me and my husband, we did like a matching outfit, like Jordan jumpsuit outfit for a holiday picture one time.
Okay.
But like outside of that, there's no reason to spend a significant amount of money and stuff that's they go grow out in 3 months.
That's great to hear. Definitely a great tidbit because I know sometimes when I look at these kids' feet and I said, well, that shoe was 90 and my shoe was $10 more. So I know.
Yeah, no.
And that's just like,
It's got to be a special something. And because of the network we've built, like we have families that give us clothes for our baby girl, and then we have families that we give away to. So stuff like we cycle through things other than, those things that are like, if I have another baby, I want to make sure they wear this, we keep, but that's like not even 20% of the things we have. So yeah, each one reach one, give
yeah.
away and get if possible.
And you keep it balanced. You're not
Mhm.
hoarding so much stuff. You're able to give. And it's like you said, kids are young, they don't care. They
No.
look, and I know you probably seen like the trend when some parents they buy these toys, but the kids still go after the remote control, they still go after the cup. It's like they keep proving to parents constantly, I don't want
Oh
that.
yes.
I
As a
want
1 year old. Yeah, I was gonna say as a 1 year old, just give them, if you really want to spend some money, give them boxes with balled up sheets of paper and like the packing things for the
yeah.
various things that you bought.
You'd be
Like,
surprised what they go after. Like
mm,
you bought this $80 toy for this $9 remote control, but
oh no.
you know,
The only thing I would say, it was a kitty. I think it was a VTech. The baby, like it has pictures of the animals and all the various things,
okay,
and it makes noise to like say the thing's name. Like that will be something you spend a little extra money on, or will be a good Christmas gift.
yeah,
Um, yeah, that, and then my baby, she has like a little watch. Granny was nice enough to get her one, and she actually wears it. So it was like a little Barbie watch, and it
okay,
said the time, and like she could change the face and things like that.
yeah. Okay, look, I'm here for it. If it's going to help you grow, I'm here
Mhm.
for it. Even though yes, we still do it, but they have their own mind. But I'm here for it because exploration is the best. For them to
Mhm.
really seek and learn. So as we bring the show to a close, Nikki, what keeps Nikki going? What keeps a prayer, affirmation? Because we know life is life, and we know we want to say that motherhood is perfect. But we know it's
Mhm.
like EKG. It's up and down and it's flat and it's up
Mhm.
and down. So how does Nikki make sure that she's taken care of and that the family's taken care of as a whole?
I will say I lean on my husband. I love my husband. We've been together almost 17 years now.
Man,
Yeah, like
yes.
so my husband really helps, and I think us tag team and baby girl has really helped. But then I also recharge through my book. So I'm a reader. I'm like a voracious reader. Like if I don't have to do that much, I can read 3 books a week.
Yeah.
So I'm a reader, and I go to actually conferences for it. So like
Yeah.
I love my romance novels. Um,
Yes.
and being involved with my sorority, I am
Yeah.
so blessed so I'm in the Federal City Alumni chapter here in DC. I'm so blessed for my sorors and my line sisters. And so being able to like get out in the community or just have, I'm one of the 78 forces of fortitude. So being able to like, just call one of them or put in, the group chat, anybody doing something this weekend
Yeah.
or want to go do X this, there's always a line sister that will have the information or be willing to go out.
Right. That's good. That's awesome. So again, thank you so much, Nikki, for being on Coffee with Joy. So ever grateful. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having me.
Of course. So as always, please make sure if you find anything that's worthwhile, please do make sure that you leave it in the comments section so we know that Nikki may see it. She may reply back as well. So if you're a first-time mom or if you're a mom with a 2-year-old, please do share your tidbits. What are some things that you do for your 2-year-old? Because I know I caught like 2 things in there. I'm definitely getting that ninja. Definitely for that bullet for my coworker because that's my girl. So if you would love to be a guest on Coffee with Joy, please make sure that you go to our website, or if you like to DM us. And if you like to patronize our company, please make sure that you follow the QR codes that's located on our screen, and make sure that you follow, subscribe, and leave a detail for Coffee with Joy. And if it's a weekday or weekend, it is Coffee with Joy. Until then, live life on purpose and see you all soon.